A lot of people are talking about Twin Galaxies, and mainly Billy Mitchell and the bullshit he's starting with his scores in Donkey Kong and shit. And they're all doing a really good job about it. They really are. They're doing some excellent work covering the whole thing with Billy Mitchell. How he will not admit that he used MAME instead of original console, and just not owning up to the lie and the deception that he's been telling us for the last few decades. But for me, I'm going to talk about something that's far more important. I'm going to get the jump start on this because when the dust settles and it's all sorted out, no matter what that may be, there is one question that just follows after this. Now that the situation with Billy Mitchell, should it ever be resolved, has been resolved, what happens now? Or more effectively, what happens next? I mean, right now, everything that's going on with Mitchell is still up in the air. We're still shooting the shit and breaking stuff down, trying to prove or disprove that he was lying, which, let's face it, he's lying. And he's just riding that out to the very last minute. But what about afterwards? I mean, what happens here? What happens to speedrunning? What happens to recording these things? There's a lot of mitigating circumstances here, and a lot of things that we should at least take the time to consider. Okay, so you got people bitching about Mitchell and busting his balls and his chops and everything else about him lying about me. But what do we do after that? What do we do? Do we continue on with Twin Galaxies? Will Twin Galaxies be the shit, the place that you go to and say like, hey, I did a playthrough of this, I played it on this, and I got this is my score, this is how long it took me. Do people still rely on Twin Galaxies to verify and validate records? Do we continue to keep using it? Or do we create something all different altogether? Do we start something that is better than Twin Galaxies? What about the way that they determine if records are legit or not? It's a huge, there's a massive change that has to happen here. A big one. We gotta have people who genuinely are, looking at this content and this data, because it's clear this record's been standing for ages. It's 2018. It's been like 13, 14 years now? If I'm doing the math correctly, I don't know. But it's been a very long time. That's what I'm saying. This record has stood this whole time. The referees were looking at it, and even then they questioned it. And it's like, you know what? The record stands. So did they really actually do the vetting process? Did they actually look at Mitchell's original scores? Obviously they didn't, because if they had actually did due diligence, they would have determined, hey, Mitchell, you fucking lied. This is not original console or arcade cabinet. You fucking made this shit up. It makes one wonder, where do we go from here? Does speedrunning continue, or does it become completely irrelevant? Is Twin Galaxies still relevant? I mean, what do we do? I know there are a lot of communities now out there that keep track of certain games that are run on certain emulators and shit, and that's fine. But what about the traditional console thing? There clearly has to be a new and improved vetting system for determining if someone legitimately played a game on original machinery, recorded it properly without edits, didn't cheat whatsoever, and whatever evidence that they have fully demonstrates that yes, they legitimately played this game, and it was perfectly fine, and everything's good. So, what do we do? Where do we go from here? I mean, if we are able to prove that Billy Mitchell, beyond the shadow of a doubt, did do this, and he finally owns up to it, and Twin Galaxies sees what's happened, what happens next? Will Twin Galaxies shut down? What changes will come? What things will happen? I don't know. But it is something that we should take time to consider and look into while while everyone's conducting their investigation of Mitchell and his scores for Donkey Kong and shit. It's something that we really should consider. Because I can tell you right now, no matter what the outcome is, Twin Galaxies in its current state, until something is done with it, it's proper fucked. I mean, in the interest of full disclosure, I have an account at Twin Galaxies, but I only got it because they were holding a contest, and they said you had to have a valid account at Twin Galaxies. That's the only reason why I signed up. That's it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And for a time I did admit that I kinda, sorta wanted to do speedrunning, but it requires a lot of practice and doing over and doing over, and I just can't do it. It's just not in me. I can't see myself doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result or faster times. I can't do it. There are people who can do speedrunning, but it's just not for me. But anyway, I digress on this. And even then, there's a lot more that can be done with speedrunning. There are people who don't like that you can, I guess, kind of glitch the game that you're playing so you can finish it faster. There's argument about that. The whole thing is just in shambles to me. It legitimately, genuinely is. I don't know what we're going to do next. I don't know if anything can be done. What can we do? These are questions that we really should take the time out to consider while we're investigating Mitchell. It's just something that we should do. We really should do it. Do we ditch Twin Galaxies once and for all? Do we let Guinness handle the records? I mean, I just don't know. I honestly, truly do not know. The trust has been shattered. The reliability is just all but gone. You can't rely on them anymore. So how do we fix this? Can we fix this? I'm not really sure. But it's disturbing, and it's wrong, and it's stupid, and it's remarkably dumb. And I wish that it honestly didn't really happen. I wish that Billy was honest and legit. I used to watch The King of Kong on the defunct G4 network. Okay, when it came out. It was this big giant thing, and you saw Billy Mitchell. He was studying the game, and he was working on his techniques, and he was talking and shooting the shit. And now, looking back at it, it's all bullshit. Billy Mitchell was bullshitting everybody. I mean, he made his popularity off of this. There was, for a time, I was like, Billy Mitchell's awesome. I would like to do something like this one day. Possibly. Now, fuck it. I mean, I just don't get it. I honestly do not get it. Why keep it going for this long? And just so we're clear, it's not the fact that Mitchell used MAME, and I'm not going to bust his balls for using an emulator. I myself use emulators. It's due to the limitations of the technology that I currently have. I can't grab a console, plug it into a device I don't have, plug that into my computer, and then stream it. I don't have that ability right now. So that's where emulation comes in. So that's where emulators are fine. And I really don't want to hear the long, drawn-out mess about emulators, okay? I don't want that. That's not what this is about. But it does leave something to chance here. The issue here is that Mitchell lied about using MAME. He just said, hey, I played this on original console. If he used MAME, then it would have just been, okay, it's on MAME, whatever. But maybe that's what he was going for. Maybe he was going for the popularity of the whole thing, the whole shebang. And the whole time he keeps talking about how he wants to beat his score. Well, you can. You're more than free to do that. But can you do that, legitimately? Like, own up to what you're doing? You're using an emulator? You're recording off of an emulator? Fine. I would appreciate that. We all would. It's the honesty that we would have admired, Mitchell. The honesty. And you have none. And that's really sad. That's disappointing. That's disgusting. It sucks. All I know is that sooner or later, we're all going to have to take a step back from this. We're all going to have to sit down, and we're all going to have to be, hey, Mitchell lied. Twin Galaxies is no longer viable. So what the fuck do we do? Or maybe we just piss it off to the side and just be like, fuck that shit, and let's just play a game as fast as possible. If we don't get it recorded in Guinness, whatever. Who cares? There's always YouTube, I guess. That's all I have to say about this, folks. You can listen to this and past episodes of Real Talk with God of Knockers on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/pbmchan. Feel free to thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, and comment on this video. If you're watching it from YouTube, if you're watching it from Twitch, you can always leave a message in Twitch chat as the video is being played, and you can give the channel a follow. You can also subscribe to me as well if you want. I appreciate it. It's all welcome. You can also support me on Patreon and Streamlabs. I was God of Knockers, and it's been real nice chatting with you. Laters.